What are the top 5 Final Fantasy games of all time? This franchise has been out since 1987. That's 38 years. Some of you didn't even exist. Some of you were still floating around in your dad's testicles. But I want to know what your top 5 Final Fantasy games are. Here's mine. Number 5, Final Fantasy 13-2. Now, whoa, put the knife down, calm down. Just hear me out. I wasn't the biggest fan of Final Fantasy 13, but this game is highly underrated. The story's pretty decent, the music is one of the best in the franchise, the combat is actually really fun, and if you didn't know this game is practically Pokemon. It's just a good combination, it's a fun game. I highly recommend you go out and play this game. Now, number 4, Final Fantasy X. And yes, I know this makes it into everybody's top 5 lists, but there's a good reason why. For a game that's been out for 24 years, this still works as the perfect entry-level Final Fantasy game for anyone looking to get into the series. The story is one of the best in the franchise, the combat is perfect for beginners and experts, the music and graphics are absolutely beautiful, and the characters are relatable, in the sense where they make decisions that seem relatable to you, not the decision to go off and sacrifice yourself to kill a giant whale land god so it stops crushing your friends. But if that's something you would do, then yes, I guess it's relatable to you. Number 3, Final Fantasy VI. And I know it was called Final Fantasy 3 at one point, no one cares, get over yourself. Final Fantasy VI came out at a time when RPGs were really starting to take off globally, and this game shattered the roof on what storytelling could be like in a video game. For a game that came out in the early 90s, it covered the topics of suicide, depression, dealing with loss, teen pregnancy, picking up the pieces of a shattered life, and suplexing a train full of dead people. Combat, gameplay, and all the side quests are perfect for its time, and the character development of every single character in this game is stunning. If you haven't played this game, go out and buy the Pixel Remaster now. Number 2, Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions. Now this is the perfect strategy RPG. I don't care what anyone else says, I won't say too much about it other than the replayability is through the roof, and I'm praying for those leaks to be true that there's going to be a remake. And my number 1 Final Fantasy of all time is the compilation of Final Fantasy VII. Now I know that's a bit of a cop-out, but 1, this is my list, 2, it's pure nostalgia. If I had to pick one that goes over the other, it would be the original Final Fantasy VII. It's what got me into the franchise. I can make a whole video as to why I love it, but do you know what? I want to know what your top 5 Final Fantasy games are. Let me know in the chat.